Hello. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your co-host, Undersea. We're right over here. It's the interrupted princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
I'm doing great, Andre. This is what happens when I'm not paying attention to the screen in front of me.
I started the countdown to do our show, and literally when she started talking to me at 1, and I'm like, I can't do anything here.
And here we are. My shoulders hurt because I did shoulder blocked a wall today, which was probably not my smartest moment. How are you
No.
doing today, my friend?
Good. Pretty fairly uneventful day. Had some plans fall through, so I just went and had a wonderful breakfast in St. Albert at Sunset Grill. So it was very good.
Ooh,
And then did some couple errands, did a little bit of housework. Still got to do some laundry, and finish watching some New Japan. But again, just chilling, relaxing kind of day.
nice way to kind of end the weekend.
Yep. Well, my one day off, or my day off after my day on after my day off.
Oh, that's a very
I well,
interesting.
so we went to the show on Friday. I was off that day. I worked yesterday, and I'm off today. So again,
Oh,
my schedule. I work in like in a store, so I don't get regular schedules. So
unfortunate but true.
unfortunate, but what's fortunate is that we did get to go to Top Talent Pro Wrestling on Friday for Top
Wow.
Talent Pro Wrestling Saves Christmas,
Yes. What?
featuring featuring Effy,
Mhm.
one called Manders, Evil Uno, and Joey Janella. It was supposed to also have Ortiz, but he did not make it up here due to flight issues. But man, we got a stacked card here tonight.
Yes. The absence of Ortiz is really not noticed on this one for me. I personally loved how the show ended up going off.
Yeah, and I almost think
It
the
was a
match
Christmas
he was
miracle.
the match Ortiz is supposed to be in actually got better with the
From when we
change.
had, yeah.
We'll talk about it, but
Yes.
before we do that, I want to thank each and every one of you. We appreciate all the great support you've given us here at Andre Melbo Wrestling Talk. All just please keep liking the video, subscribing to the channel, comment down below if we love talking to you about all the professional wrestling that we do. Shout out to Jason Rutledge because I know you're going to be watching this video, my boy. Because I'm pretty sure you missed this show because I didn't see you there.
It
The guy that we saw in the shiny costume was not
was
you.
not. Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
it was him. It sure looked like him. It had a smile on his face just like Jason the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah,
not
but
Jason.
was not our boy Jason. So shout out to you, my friend, for watching this, and to everybody else. Thank you also very much for checking this show out. Please make sure to share this out to everybody you know and everybody you don't, and also to hit the notification bell so you can alert every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
I'll answer it. It's only 7. It's not too late yet.
Yeah, it's just dark out.
I'll let my mom answer it. You know what? I'll let her answer it.
Poor mom.
Yeah, there we go. But it's time to talk about some pro wrestling. We're going to talk some top talent pro wrestling saves Christmas. I didn't get the pro. I didn't get that. I didn't get the pro wrestling saves Christmas banner. I just grabbed the one that was the first one I could grab of the main banner. But the three main people they brought in, they did. Manders wasn't on any of the promotional stuff except for his match card. So it was weird. They didn't really highlight that Manders was coming in other than promoting the
Yeah.
match.
When he did come in, I was kind of like, "Who is this? What is this?" I'm right, and I know I've seen him somewhere
We
before.
have seen him here. He was here a few months ago, as part of Top Down. I can't remember who he wrestled, but he was here. He been here before.
I do remember that. Yeah, it's just because so much time goes in between the shows that we see, versus they are every 2 months, right? So yeah, I barely remember what I did yesterday, you guys. Don't expect me to know what happened 2 months ago.
Yeah, again, it can be tough in that sense of trying to remember when people did certain things at certain times. It can be
Mhm.
tough, and yeah,
Yes.
makes for a challenge to remember when things happened. But you can go back and know when he was here last because we probably talked about it, so you can check it out.
Oh dear.
But we're going to get into the show. We kick it off with the king of the triple threats match.
Yeah.
His brand new title.
Uh-huh.
That they
Yeah.
gave away a replica at the end of the show. Didn't
Mhm.
go to Eric, so that's just a little slightly disappointed for our boy. I didn't enter because I wouldn't want to spend the money. And I already have a couple title belts at home. I don't need more.
Same.
We start King of Triple Threats. We have T.Y. Jackson defending his title against Dalton Rouge or Rogue if you're nasty. Taking on the man we saw for the first time last month. I'm pretty sure he debuted the month in August. We just saw him for the first time in October as part of the Lucha match. Chris Starr.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this kid, man. Like you were ended up stepping out for the match he was in the last show, but man, this kid is really good for only being in the business for a little bit now.
Mm-hmm. I actually last night while I was just kind of doing my thing, I checked out RCW, whose show was in Calgary last night, and I happened to come on while he was on. Who was he fighting? I'm not gonna lie, I didn't care because he stole the show from me. It was a tag match. Harlon, Abbott, and Mitch Clark versus Star. I can't remember who his partner was. But he was the star of the show anyway.
Oh, this kid is absolutely phenomenal in the ring, man.
So
both times I've seen him, I think he's absolutely tremendous.
mm-hmm.
Surprised we didn't get to see him on the RCW show we went to. So I'm surprised we didn't get to see him there. But again, really good. Really cool monkey flip by Rogue to Star, and then he ends up rolling back through, and does a drop kick to seated Star. It looked really good. Beautiful tope by Star to TY on the floor. Rogue does another monkey flip later on the match to Star, and Star just lands on his feet yeah. It looked like kid looks really good.
Very Osprey like.
Yeah, Rogue hits a stomp, but then TY hits the O face off the top rope to Rogue. If you don't know what the O face is, it's the Eclipse. It is the twisting stunner off the top, the finisher of Athena.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. She for a while. I don't know if she's calling now, but I know for a while there, and before she was in WWE, and after she was in WWE, she was calling the O face. I don't know why. I love the name of that move. Beautiful delayed brainbuster by TY to Star. The pin gets broken up. Double whisper in the wind by TY, but can't get the pin on either man. Scorpion death drop. Double stomp combo by TY or to TY by Rogue and Star with Rogue coming off with a double stomp. Looked really good. Star hitting those tornado DDTs to TY, then to Rogue. But the ending came inverted go to hell by Dalton Rogue to Chris Star. But TY breaks up the pin with a swanton to both to break up the pin, and he pins Star for the 1-2-3 to retain his king of the triple threats. And the crowd was booing him.
I mean, the rest of the crowd was. I was dancing with Cat because
yeah,
necklace. They had the right song this time.
I disagree.
You can disagree all you want. Show happened.
It was still it's a great song. I just liked the other one.
Necklace is a great one because not only is it TY's thing, but it's a good banger to listen to when you're at the gym. Just feeling like an asshole. Love the purple gear on TY for this one. Obviously, I'm a big fan of purple, but it looked really good. Really, really liked it. TY has been doing so good in Top Talent. Like before Andy came, I felt like he was the only kind of story that we kind of had going with this kind of King of the Triple Threat thing and the briefcase holder. Because he held that title or the briefcase, I felt, for like half a year before capitalizing on that. This match, though, really great opener. I felt all three guys performed so well. Sarouche, I know it's Rogue. I don't care though. When I first saw him, I was kind of like, this guy's a dick. Now it's like, I'm cool with it. The character works, and it works really well. He's got a great look for it, but the way he performs, his athleticism is so good. And there was no point in time where I felt that he was in a place that was questionable. Like every place he was made sense. He landed everything he wanted to, and he was very precise. Like very, who is it? Is it Daniel Bryan or Brian Danielson? Danielson?
Daniel Bryan Danielson. I don't care what you call
It's
him.
Daniel. D-Bride, B-Bride, dibbity-doo-da-day.
The American Dragon.
He has this crazy accuracy when he is doing his strikes and when he is doing his moves, where he just, everything lines up and works. And in that match, it was Rogue from start to, he was the kind of the glue that kind of held the whole match together. Whereas like TY, I felt was like still putting on a show, but he was kind of not the focus of the match, despite how well he was performing, because this was definitely star of the show. This was a star show-off match, and I really thought it went very well. Yeah, great opener. I like this setup for the rest of the show.
Yeah, it was. I thought a great time.
Yes.
Yeah. So we move on. Sorry, I had a little. I was doing something. I was doing something while you were talking. We move on to the first edited match of the night because Jack O'Connor's music hit. We're like, oh shit, Jack O'Connor's on the show because he wasn't advertised. And then Rayden the Destroyer comes up. We're like, oh, there was somebody else supposed to face him tonight. And that's when I realized, oh, I know who's facing Harlon Abbott now.
Yeah.
But we got a good little match here. They're like Jack looked good, really throwing a lot of kick strikes, really trying to really work in on Rayden. But Rayden just using the power, man. He hits him with this huge lariat, almost taking off his head. Then he military presses him up, and then it's like, catches him into the power slam.
Mm-hmm.
But O'Connor kicked out at 2, which was quite impressive.
Yeah.
Rayden then hits a power bomb, but again can only get 2, and I'm like, holy gosh darn, this guy will not die. Rayden goes for the chokeslam, but Jack turns it into the DDT. Jack gets the kicks and strikes, and he actually gets a vertical suplex for 2 and gets a 2 count out of it. They end up fighting kind of to the top. Rayden knocks Jack off the top, but Jack comes and like runs up and like spears him while he's on top. And he comes back up, and the clown shows up. This lady clown shows up, and she spits the mist in Jack's face, which causes him to fall off the top, or causes him to get discombobulated. And Rayden hits that tree slam bomb off the top for the win.
Discombobulated. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because you were writing down notes when the clown was emerging from outside of the ring, and I just started smacking the hell out of you. The clown, the clown, the clown! Because we know how much you love clowns.
I'm less scared of this one because I've seen it without the makeup.
You know, I'm starting to notice a trend with you. I think Fukiken is the only one that you're actually afraid of. Because you seem to like the one at LPW. You like the one here.
Yeah, this one
I think it's just that one.
Yeah, Fuki just disturbs me because, like,
is it because she's wearing a frown and not a smile?
Possibly because the Joker doesn't disturb me. I don't know.
Getting into this match, Jack O'Connor has always been one of our favorites since we started seeing him when he was teaming with King before King became the King.
Oh my God, we'll talk about that.
Yeah. Really awesome. He's got some kind of martial arts background, doesn't he?
He does MMA. He still competes. I was chatting with him about it after the show. He's still competing.
Shows.
Yeah, and he's won some medals, some jiu-jitsu tournaments and stuff. Like he's a legit shoot fighter, and that's when he's throwing the kicks and the strikes, you really see that.
I was gonna say, the strikes and kicks in this match really were very much a show for that. Definitely also his biggest line of defense against big guy Rayden here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of Rayden. He just gives me like 80s big guy vibes, which is not a problem if that's what you're into. For me, it's just not a style that I particularly enjoy because it just kind of feels like he's milling about and hitting things and then picking you up and throwing you around. And again, it's not a problem because it does give a balance to that high fly technical background that most of this locker room has. So it does create that variety. Just for my particular palette, it's not the most enjoyable. However, the speed and like the agility of O'Connor made for a very interesting match because he was doing that bob and weave for the beginning there, trying to like keep out of the clutches of Rayden. So I really enjoyed how it kind of showed a difference in the fighting style where Rayden is just, come here, little boy. And the little boy is like, no, catch me. He's like the gingerbread man.
Yeah, he did a good job in that sense of having that avoiding ability.
I'm not like being honest. I think this is one of the first matches that I've actually enjoyed out of Rayden, despite not really enjoying his style.
So, yeah. Like I'll say the first one I enjoyed was the Effy match. Outside of the skewers, I think my favorite, like before this, my favorite match to him was Effy, and except for the skewer spot in Effy's head, there's still that hardcore match was great. But yeah.
That feels like a lie because you said hardcore match was great.
Oh, overall it was great except for the skewers in Effy's head.
I still didn't like that one either. If I want to look like a freaking porcupine unicorn, I'll freaking take care of that myself. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, the first match was a banger and it fed into the rest of the show. This was another step up. This show was just like climbing a set of stairs. Mm-hmm. Each match just got better and better and better. I missed one, which that's a Melball. I always miss a step. I always fall up them. That's what it is. But yeah, it was a consistent going up in this situation.
All I can think of now is, because you said porcupine unicorn, the porcucorn.
Porkycorn.
Porcucorn.
Porkycorn.
Porcucorn.
Well, I know what I'm going to be for Halloween next year.
So this is where Mel and Kat decided to go, imbibe and enjoy and get centered for the match.
We found a better vibe.
Well, they went to go get centered for the rest of the show.
Well, I sure did.
So we got Joey Janella versus Gabriel Lestat. Get it back and forth early on. Gabriel gets the combinación de cabrón. Janella punches Lestat to stop us. Like as he's going for this, as Lestat's going for suicide dive, Janella just punches him in the face. Looked really good. Janella with the chops in the corner, and then he's just like, screw it, and just starts doing eye pokes. It was great. Lestat gets the tarantula. He gets the headbutts to the chest. Then he yells, "Get over here!" But Janella reverses whatever he was going for, and Janella hits the Death Valley driver. The Destino gets reversed into a lariat and then a spinning forearm to the back of the head. Falcon arrow by Gabriel. Gabriel misses the moonsault. Janella hits a pile driver for 2. I thought it was over right there. I was like, no. So I'm cheering for Janella. I think this guy, I love Janella. I cheered for him against Harlon last month. I cheered for him against Gabriel this month. Janella hits a running elbow on the ropes. And he just falls. He rolls back, goes to roll back, and then Gabriel just hits him with a running knee to the face, and both guys are down. Lestat hits because Janella rolled to the floor, so Lestat hit a tope suicida. She looked really good. Then the match comes. Janella hits the Death Valley driver on the apron, but Lestat makes it back in at 9. Janella hits a super kick to the face and another, but misses a lariat. Gabriel hits the Destino for the 1, 2, 3, and the win.
I hate 9 counts.
Yeah, I know. Just like your 19 counts. Again, I was like, good thing Mel's not watching this. So she would hate that. She would hate that spot.
I hate it. It's such a cop-out. It's a lazy freaking spot. And everyone's doing it. Like, figure out what you guys are doing and have, like, one per show. But when it becomes every other match, it's like, bruh. I don't think Top Talent had that problem, though. This was, I think, probably the only time I heard about it because I don't recall it in the rest of the show.
No, I don't really remember them on any other part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we move on to the other, or no, sorry, before we got to this, Westin King came out.
Oh, yes.
With his manager, his new manager making his debut, Gussy Jones.
Gussy.
So they're talking in the ring about Westin getting hurt. And then I Ivan, the ring announcer, says, "Hey, we have video of it happening," and so it shows video of the Top Talent Training Academy outside. I recognized it because I've been there, and everybody else is like, "What the fuck's this?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's the training academy." And so I guess Gussy was the one that attacked Westin and hit him in the knee with a pipe. Like, what?
I'm trying. Like, it wasn't really like the scenario and situation and filming and everything was well done. I thought,
Yeah,
but like for me, I'm confused about the story. Why
yeah.
did they do the guy and immediately have him shown as a betrayer? Is he a wrestler now too, or is he a manager?
Makes no sense to me. It was really because Weston's doing this whole Elvis gimmick, and Gussy is kind of playing the man. He's playing the I can't remember what Elvis's manager was called, but he's kind of trying to be that, and but very lame. And then so the video they cut back from the video. They come back from the video cuts off. And Weston seems like, and Gussy's like, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I don't know what this is. This has been, like, he's yelling, this has been faked. And then we hear the sirens. The purge
Kevin
is
is
upon
coming
us.
again.
The purge is upon us. Azrael shows up. Gussy's trying to take his coat off. This is
He
an
put
Azrael.
himself in a chicken wing. There is what he did.
I think Azrael's beating the shit out of him while his arms are pretty much tied behind his back by his coat. It was so good.
Until he yeeted him.
Yeah.
Once he yeeted him, then that was all he needed to do from the get-go.
Yeah, it was
Everything
great.
else was unnecessary, Azrael. All you need to do is yeet him.
So Weston King, after being betrayed and attacked by this guy, slides him a cookie sheet. Like, slides Gussy a cookie sheet to help defend himself. He gets up, goes to swing it, but Azrael punches it into Gussy's face.
Yeah.
So good.
Again, I'm confused because if I'm the victim in this and I got my leg taken out, I'm not sliding that to him. I'm sliding it to Azrael because F you, buddy. You freaking affected my job outside of professional wrestling. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I
didn't understand this bit. It was hilarious to watch, but I didn't understand it.
Yeah, me either. It made no sense, but I love that we have a manager called Gussy Jones that exists at the top now. That's the biggest party for me is we have Gussy Jones. That's all that matters. Gussy Jones exists.
King's glasses did give me life, though. Those sunglasses were great.
Yeah. So then we moved into the work rate match of the night. Probably the best match on this gosh darn show. I even said it. Probably one of the two best matches. Probably one of the two best matches I've watched in Alberta independent wrestling this year.
Hey.
The only other match that I think tops it is Blaze and Bailey from Love Pro. But, like, gosh damn, I even said it to Cody after. That was one of my favorite matches this year. Mm-hmm. So it's Cody Garcia versus the Harlon Abbott. Garcia originally supposed to be facing off with Rayden, but did replace Ortiz in this match. I can't go through everything because I have a page and a half of notes just on this one match of me, and I watched the whole thing while typing everything out. And Andreas couldn't believe how fast I was typing shit. I'm like, I have to because I can't miss shit.
You cannot, and if you blink in this one, you would have missed it.
Yeah, beautiful, like a beautiful satellite DDT by Cody off of a Irish whip. Cody goes for the wrecking ball dropkick through the ropes to the floor, but Harlon, as he sidesteps and just smacks him with a lariat, looked so good.
We heard the thud over where we were sitting, and it was on the opposite side of the ring.
Yeah, Harlon hits a delayed brainbuster in the ring, but he can only get two. Harlon lariats Cody to the floor, hits his own suicide dive, and we found out after that Cody did roll his ankle off of this and proceeded to then have an incredible match following this off pure adrenaline. Harlan's chopping the kid on the floor, and he gets him against the post, goes to chop, and he chops that post, and it's the spot I hate more than anything because it's just like,
yeah, you're screaming in pain, and Kat and I are like, yeah, do it again.
Well, I know how hard some people chop. I've been chopped by by other people in this business. Chopping hurts a fucking lot. If you're swinging as hard as they are, and he's doing that to a post, and you hear the ring off the post, that ring doesn't just happen if you tap it lightly.
Nope. No,
Oh,
they hit it pretty hard.
yeah. Yeah, dude, just there's a great spot where Cody comes off the top and Harlan catches him and turns it into a swing out into a side effect.
Oh
Looked
yeah.
really good.
Mm-hmm.
Cody slips out the torture rack, goes for the ripcord knee strike, but Harlan catches it and then picks up and slams him. Just look, great stuff here from both these guys. Harlan getting, as me and Andreas dubbed it, the Van Harlanator from going coast to coast with Cody and the Tree of Woe. It's, play off the Van Terminator from RVD. It's the Van Harlanator now.
Let him know.
Yeah. This is, and then Harlan whips Cody out of the corner, or whips, like, there's that pull the legs up, like you pull the legs of a guy from up, and he caught him into a pile driver, and Cody
Yeah.
kicks at 2.9. This is where the crowd starts chanting, "This is awesome."
Mm-hmm.
And we're like probably 20 minutes into this point. I honestly don't know how long this match, but it was a while, but it didn't feel long. You knew it was long, but it didn't feel like didn't feel like it was dragging at all.
Mm.
So
For the time, just real quick, the difference for me in this one between like this match and Harlan's match last month, 2 months ago,
yeah,
whenever the hell it was, against Joey Janella, was that one was just but like we were talking halfway through it, we're like, this is exhausting, like just end it already. With this one, the near falls, it was a completely different feel. It wasn't the just ended already. It was like, oh my god, I didn't want that to end. It was a very different feeling with both of the matches for me.
Well, it wasn't guys going through doors and ladders and chairs and
No, it was
tables,
more exciting things.
which in my opinion, so that's why I didn't have the same feeling on this one. Cody catches Harlan up top. It's a Spanish fly, but he can only get 2. Cody gets this like snap powerbomb where he like picks him up and like he gets him like halfway up and just slams him down as fast as he can. Looked really good. Can only get 2 off that. Cody hits the shooting star press to Harlan when he's like up on all fours. So it's just he crushed him down to the mat. Looked so good. But again, Harlan kicks 2.9. Harlan hits a straight punch, hits a last ride power bomb, followed by the F5. But the kid kicks out again. So Harlan goes for the Tiger Driver. Cody slips out, gets kicks. He goes up top. Harlan runs up the rope and Seguris him. Superplex off the top. Then he picks him up. Elevated J Driller, where he hooks him, lifted him up, like got him off the J Driller, then just lifted him, and then spiked him down with that J Driller. Harlan goes to the top, 450 splash, and it's over. Awesome match, man. When this goes on Fight TV in a month, sign up for Fight Plus. It's $8. Watch this match. It is so good.
Oh, yeah. We paid 15 to get in because we bought the tickets the night of the show, but heck, I would pay 30. Hell, I'd pay 60 to watch this match again.
Yeah.
This was a phenomenal match. Like, absolutely, again, I might be biased because big fan of Soy Boy Cody Garcia there, but I'm also not a big fan of Harlan Abbott. However, this match was utterly incredible from start to finish. Best match that I've seen Abbott have, for me, personally. Again, might be biased because I'm a fan of Soy Boy. Yeah, just everything about it. It was just so much energy from start to finish, and it wasn't, as I said, exhausting like it was in the match 2 months ago. The near falls were perfect, and it really invigorated the crowd as opposed to exhausting them. I really can't explain or even try to begin to figure out what it was that happened different in this match other than just the person and maybe the stipulations. I don't know, but this match was freaking fire. Get Fight, watch this match. Freaking 10 out of 10. Sean Spears.
Yeah. So good. Highly recommend it. Go on Fight when this comes out in a month or so and watch it. It's just, this kid is going to be a star.
Soy Boy and his 15 abs.
This kid, all the abs on his back, according to Andreas.
Hey, I mean,
yeah. So we move on. Mitch Clark versus One Call Manders. I'll admit I have very few notes because I ended up having to go. I went and got a drink on this match, and I ended up running into uh, what I consider the best referee in LPW this year, even though he's only worked one show and a lumberjack.
Oh.
So yeah, I ran into them. I was chatting with them for a bit during this match, but I did get to see parts of it. A beautiful STF with a chin lock, with like the chin lock pull back on it by
Mhm.
Mitch at one point. The Kojima chops in the corner by Manders. Gotta love that. Mitch getting this beautiful exploder out of the corners, just yeeting Manders across the ring.
Mhm.
Mitch dodges a lariat and hits two Germans, but then Manders comes back with his own German. Manders has, at the end of the match, though, Manders has Mitch up top, but Mitch slips out and he hits a buckle bomb and then a power bomb with the stack pin to get the win. This match was actually felt pretty dang short.
It did feel short, yeah. I feel that this style of match, though, it makes it like the length of it made it a really, really
Mhm.
great match because I don't know how much more they could have done, especially after the match. They had to follow up. The energy in the crowd was like very. We were tired after that last match, but they were still on fire for this one. The Manders, without Rich King to give us that "Kiss from a Rose" song to sing to, Manders certainly made up for it with his Bon Jovi intro.
Oh, God. It was so much
Really like
fun to
that,
sing Bon Jovi, man.
right? Loved that.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I've been really enjoying the new singlet that Clark has, the black with the Technicolors on it. It's
Mm.
very nice, nice little splash of color. And I appreciate that he changes his wrist tape to go along with it.
Hmm.
Um, I really liked Manders' intro fuzzy pants. I wanted to steal them. They're so cute. But yeah, otherwise this was a fairly solid match. I would say it was like Mitch was very technical in this one in comparison to how striky and powery he can be, and Manders was more the power guy in this one.
Hmm.
But yeah, otherwise I don't recall a whole ton about this either. It was really short.
Yeah. Again, I love me some One Commanders mainly because I could goddamn sing Bon Jovi on his entrance, and it was so much fun.
Want it,
It was
dead
so good.
or alive.
It was phenomenal, and again, I really like him coming around. I hope we bring him back again. Maybe
Oh, I
not
agree.
again next month, but like in a couple shows, I'd like to see him back because he's just a fun guy to watch wrestle.
I
He
agree. Very,
really
very
is.
solid wrestler.
Yeah. So we move on to the semi-main event of the evening. It is for the Top Talent Wrestling Championship. It is Effy defending his championship against Andy Anderson, the El Lobo, the God of Thunder, the 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 bar fight master. It's Andy Anderson taking on Nasty Nate Nixon, taking on the Hellion Ava Lawless. Again,
Ah,
this match I was so looking forward to.
mhm.
Um, I was calling for Nate to win here, hopefully pinning Andy. But we'll
It
get
would
to
have
what.
been nice.
Yeah, um, I started like there's a guy two seats over spots over from me. There's next to Andreas that
Mm.
he just yelled beat up Andy. So I was like, oh, and I started chanting beat up Andy, and then Andreas and the other dude joined in with me, and we got the entire crowd chanting beat up Andy, and then Nate, everybody goes to attack him, but Effie just kind of backs off and just chills in the corner. I was like, okay, let everybody
Smart,
else do the
smart.
fighting for you.
Yeah, hey, why not? I mean, at that point, it's like let them do the dirty work.
Yeah. Andy ended up fighting them off, and he started fighting with Effie. And then, actually, at one point, Nate and Ava grabbed Effie and Andy from the outside near the corner and pulled them in and crotched them in the corner. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andy gets the can. You get I call it the camel toss, but it's a razor's edge bomb, a Smash Mountain bomb, which is the razor's edge into the power bomb. So he hits one to Nate.
Neither of those by that name.
The razor's edge, Razor Ramon.
Yeah, where he yeets them. Yeah.
Yes, or hijack bomb if you're nasty with the
That's what
tongue.
I know. That's the
Yeah,
one.
similar to that. So he does it to Nate, does it to Ava. Effie jumps on his back, tries to rear naked choke, but Andy stops it and hits another one, as I like to call it, the camel toss. Shout out to his former tag team partner Sheik. But Effie kicks out at two. Andy misses in the corner 3 times. Nate hits up backstabber, gets a 2 count. Effy and Ava team up to beat up on Andy and Nate. Then he just lariats her out of nowhere and gets a 2 count. It was great. Dragon Sleeper by Effy. This is where you were wondering what the submission was. It's where you wrap the arm around the front and pull back on the head.
Yes, I know what a Dragon Sleeper is, but I don't think I've seen that variation of it.
Ida does a version of the Dragon Sleeper. Ida?
Oh.
Yeah. She does one too.
But she's so short though.
Yeah. Nate and Andy do break it up. Again, Nate gets his nasty plex to Ava through the ropes. Like great. So everyone's shopping on the floor, and Ava dives onto does a suicide, or does her like flip senton dive out of the ropes to the group, and she does one into the ring onto Nate for 2. Effy spears Nate. Who has Ava up on her shoulders or up on his back. So as he gets speared, he air raid crashes Ava. It was actually looked really good.
Yeah,
Effy and Nate have a chop off. Effy then kisses Nate and hits a Rough Rider. Andy hits Ava with a camel toss, but she kicks out a 2.9. Ava Rana's Andy into the corner, and Effy hits a haluva kick into the leg DDT for 2. Effy hits a Rough Rider to Ava. Effy crotches Nate when he goes to the top. They brawl up top. Nate kisses Effy to set and then pushes him off, or goes to push him off, but then the other 2 come up and grab Effy. Nate goes over top, sunset flip Tower of Doom with Effy taking the brunt of it. But Nate can't hang on for a pin. Nate tries pinning everyone, and he goes to pin Effy again. Effy rolls it. Small package, 1, 2, 3. The ref was quite quick on that count, so I don't know if Effy had him in his pocket or not. I still love me some Effy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on him for it because hey, smart people pay off the refs. Can't get mad at them.
I would explain House of Torture, right?
Yeah, but again, dude, I had so much fun watching this 4-way.
I did as well. Yeah, this match, I had high expectations of it. Also, given the lineup of people that we had, Ava definitely, I would feel like looking at face value, had a bit of a disadvantage, but held her own very, very well against all 3 of these guys. Effy's always just a treat to see. I love his intro. I love everything about him. His charisma, his moves, his fishnets. Just 10 out of 10. Love that guy. Andy Anderson. God damn. The healiest heel that ever healed in the history of healing. My goodness, this man has been on a roll, on a tirade for the last little while here, and I am living for it. I feel that some people should be really puckering up their booty holes, being a little scared if his name, or if your name comes out of his mouth, you're probably next on the list. It's a list I don't want to be on. But Nasty Nate, we've been talking about how he's kind of been building up this year and getting better and better and better. Holy freaking shit, did his shoulders look freaking crazy. He was like almost the same size as Andy. That was freaking mental. There was a point in time in the match, I mentioned this to you before, that I felt with Andy and with Nate, they did have to muscle Ava up and around a little bit. Not a problem for these guys. Not especially Andy, just whoop, whoop, tossing people around. But yeah, it wasn't a problem, as I mentioned. Nate especially just really muscled her up and tossed her around. I really enjoyed that because it's really showing off at his strength, but also the power. I suspect we're going to be hearing a lot more of Nasty Nate, not just from top talent in the next year. The kisses caught me off guard, and the first one happened and I started giggling. I was like, oh my god, this is so fun. The second one happened and I don't even care. I marked out. I was like, yes, this is the best thing ever. I loved it. I also wanted Nate to pick up a win in this. I also might have in the gremlin in the back of my brain might have also been scratching at my brainstem going, but what if Andy wins? Midway would be a smoldering crater because people would riot, but it would have been a very crazy, chaotic way to end things. However, Effy winning means we get to see Effy again.
More Effy!
Yeah, so that makes me happy. And hey, maybe we can see him go against Nate again, or maybe
I would
against
love that.
again.
Andy
Or
got.
no,
Okay.
go ahead.
This is Andy's second shot, so I think Nate deserves a second shot.
Yeah, yeah. There's also a hot list of people in the back who have been working really hard over the last year and a bit to really push themselves, make a name for themselves. I was disappointed not to see the Alex tonight. Alex Rain would have been nice to see. However, that's another one whose name we're probably going to be saying a lot in the next year. But yeah, what a way to end the show.
Yeah, great show.
Oh no, there's one more.
Oh no,
One more.
We're not even done with Effy. Because afterwards, we get the magnificence of professional wrestling, the ultra violence. Mitch Clark makes his way out, hits Effy with his briefcase for his guaranteed title shot, starts beating him up, but then we get the bad boy himself. It is Joey Janella, runs out holding his cowboy boot and smacks Mitch in the face with it, beats up Mitch with his own cowboy boot, and sends him out. Smacked him up with his boot. Effy and Janelle end up shaking hands after, and they celebrated in the ring. Again, great time. Janella wearing this big gray furry coat. If you want to see it, I'll be posting pictures of my picture with Janella on my Instagram. So check that out. I'll be selling. I have a couple pictures. Yeah, it was. I was like, that's pretty fly. It was pretty fly.
Good times, good times.
Yeah.
So do we suspect, my friend, that means that Janella might find himself across the ring from Effy for that title, or do we suspect that this could lead to a teaming, if you will, with Clark and maybe his tag partner in RCW, Harlon Abbott?
Ooh, Clark and Abbott versus Effy and fucking Janella would be sick. But I guess there's camaraderie there though between these two, being they are friends from the GCW, from working in GCW together. Thinking maybe he's just looking out for his boy. It might be just that. So you wouldn't know. We'll see. I'd love to see that tag match. That would be awesome.
I know some shit.
Yeah. We move on. Main event of the evening. It is Evil Uno versus Jesse Claus. Yeah. We get they do have like a chant off each in the corner trying to get the Charlie to chant for them. Evil kicks Santa in the knee, then he ends up like sitting on his knee. And then Jesse asks, "What do you want for Christmas?" And it was just stupid. Again, really, this was a stupid, fun comedy match. Like, I don't like Santa, but I don't like Jesse Claus, but I can get around it. I like me some Evil Uno. Evil Uno hits the Nutcracker to Santa with the crutch, as we called it, because he hit him in the balls, and I think Andreas yelled, "It's the Nutcracker!" Somebody yelled Nutcracker, and I'm like, yes, and I wrote it down. No, it was Sean right behind us yelled Nutcracker.
Yeah.
And I showed John. I'm like, I wrote it down, buddy.
And I think, didn't Jesse Claus sit up and go, "Oh, my jingle bells"?
Yeah,
something like that.
Something like that, yeah. And Mrs. Claus was with him.
Yes.
Brown Claus, she was with him.
Mm-hmm.
So just really good back and forth. Uno gets a present and then dumps it out, and it's a bunch of candy canes, and everybody's like, "Oh, like it's Lego or something." Like it's more comedy, like when people dump out Lego in the ring and stuff instead of doing the glass or the tacks.
We saw mainly that the candy can be pretty devastating.
Yeah, and then he takes the box, brings it over the corner with Jesse, and starts smashing Jesse's face into the empty box, and then Russian leg sweeps him onto the candy canes in the ring for 2. Again, really good stuff.
Like Jesse Claus's face did not fit in the box.
Yeah, Jesse goes for he clauses up, goes for the big boot, but misses, and Uno hits the big boot. Didn't really do tribute to Hulk Hogan successfully. They start brawling. Uno gets a wrapped door, and then Jesse ends up getting put through the door. Jesse hits Uno with a trash can lid. The Santa salt is missed, and Uno hits a beautiful cutter, like just flying cutter out of nowhere. Santa gets his own door. He dumps his bag out, which has ornaments in the ring. Uno ends up blowing Jesse Claus and slams one of the ornaments, and they all like bust it up. Uno beats up the referee in the corner. It was like, what the fuck? The Grinch then comes out as Uno has a Guitar Hero guitar. He takes the guitar from Santa, lines up to hit Jesse Claus, but then hits Evil Uno with it. And then Santa spears Uno through the door in the corner, gets the 1, the 2, and the 3, and Jesse Claus saves Christmas from Evil Uno
with the help of the Grinch.
And then the Grinch returns after, and the Grinch and Santa shake hands. Aww.
Well, because his heart grew 3 sizes that day, my guy.
It did. It really did.
It really did. As soon as the ornaments came out, I panicked because all I was thinking, all that I could hear in my head was June Kasai, June Kasai, June Kasai, run, jump, run, jump, run, jump. I didn't want to be around, but then they were just plastic. They weren't the breakable, crazy ones. So I was like happy. So that meant we weren't going to see blood. I hadn't really seen a whole lot. Like, I knew he was a part of AEW, but I didn't see a whole lot of Evil Uno before he started coming to Top Talent. And the things that I have seen have really entertained me. Like, he's a very solid, consistent in-ring wrestler. His charisma is just top tier. But, like, just everything together just really works for him to be this total package of entertainment and athleticism. Jesse Claus was having a wardrobe issue. Maybe if you'd worn your belt, my guy, I would have stayed up on you. I really enjoyed. There was one spot where Uno pulled. What am I trying to say?
The beard.
The muskrat that was on Jesse Claus's face that was supposed to be his beard. Just let it go and smash back into his face. That was just all I could think about was the Three Stooges, and I was like, why isn't Jesse going muck, 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 muck right now? Like, it just would have made everything great. It was so great to see the Grinch again. I just love how he comes out with his little posing like the Jim Carrey Grinch. It gave me life. So great. And the fuzzy suit has got to be really warm. I love my onesies. Yeah, this was a really fun way to end the show. Like I said at the beginning, this show was like a set of stairs. Every match just got better and better and elevated the show even more and even more and even more. Even missing one, it still kept it on that same elevation for me. Overall, this show was awesome. What do you think, my friend?
I had a great time on the show. And even Andreas, who was not a fan of Evil Uno, he actually skipped the Evil Uno show the last time. Really liked Evil Uno in this. And I think it's more, I'm like, if he I'll admit, AEW's done Evil Uno very dirty. He's kind of a joke there. If you watch his early day stuff from when he was working here in Canada with Stu Grayson, when they were the Super Smash Brothers, he's really an incredible wrestler. And when given the chance to do different things like this, working the comedy while also working the doing a little bit of hardcore with it, he is very entertaining. Yeah,
I would almost say like a Lucha Yano, but better.
Yeah, better. Definitely better than Yano. Yep.
Yeah. But
really fun overall show. I had a great time watching this show.
Yeah. This was a great show. Great way to end the year for these guys. You know, the venue has gone through some changes, radical changes. This year we now have the metal bar posting as opposed to the solid posting, which I personally like better. Because now it gives I don't know, I just feel it's safer. Maybe that's me being delusional because someone could definitely put their hand through that accidentally and break something. But I don't know. I feel more secure with the metal ones being in between me and the wrestlers as opposed to the wood one. being between me and the wrestlers. Maybe it's just because it was constantly wiggling because you were shaking it and me. The food is so good. I've been really enjoying the burgers that they have there. I'm still not the biggest fan of the seating. We always have to try to rush down there. And like we saw, because there was this bar was packed. Like, I think it was the busiest I have personally ever seen this particular show. And if I'm not mistaken, I saw a story real quick before we started recording this. I think they said that there were 700 people there.
I have no idea, but the place was full.
Packed. But that being said, there's barely any seating, and that was one complaint that I did hear, beaking around as I did wander. So, I don't know. There's always going to be these hiccups, but that show was freaking worth it. But man, if I ever have to stand for 3 straight hours, I think I'd be mad.
Yeah, it would suck.
Yes, it would. However, what a year for Top Talent. What do you think?
I think absolutely phenomenal showcase year for this company. And it only gets better because in February 9th, I want to say, we already have our tickets. I bought them last night. I bought them on Friday night at the show. We bought them. I purchased them. You guys pay me back. Y'all pay me back right away. We are going to have the return of Effy and the return of Josh Alexander. He will literally be a month off of facing Will Ospreay for the second time.
Yes. We want that connection.
Heck yes, we do.
Heck yes, we do. Yeah, that's going to be another banger of a show. And again, let's hope that they can keep that up. I mean, the people coming out of the Top Talent School look freaking top notch. And you even spotted Quinn at the side there, at ringside.
Quinn was rolling around doing video.
I didn't recognize her.
Oh, no?
When you pointed her out to me, you were like, oh, yeah, that's Quinn. I'm like, bullshit. That's not Quinn. And then she turned around and looked at me. I'm like, oh, it is. What the fuck? She's looking phenomenal. She doesn't look like the same person. Her hairstyle has changed, but like, girl, she's leveling up that physique. She's looking amazing. You're going to be hearing a lot from her in the new year. Guaranteed that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But it is time to get out of here. So, what?
I'm a miss, sir.
I said, yes, Mrs. Yes, Mrs. Sir. Whatever. Yes, Miss Sir. You could. I'm gonna move on. You can find me on X, Mastodon, Blue Sky, and Hive at That Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada Dude. You can find me on Facebook at our channel, Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. You can also find me over at twitch.tv/Our Local Establishment when I'm doing Marvel Talk with my boy Old Ed. There'll be something coming very soon from Marvel Talk. Things are a little bit in upheaval right now, trying to figure out schedules and just trying to get things done. What we're going to do for What If, that's going to be over a 9-day span. So lots and lots of stuff coming there. If you want replays of all the great stuff from OLE, go to youtube.com/Our Local Establishment. Also, check out our boy Mike the Ref over at youtube.com/Backbreaker Video, where he simulcasts all of our stuff. Thank you so very much, sir. It has a lot of great wrestling content. If you want to see his live content, go to twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. For his live gaming content, his AEW watch along every Wednesday, lots of great stuff over there. If you want replays of his gaming stuff, and so much more, you can go over to youtube.com/@Backbreaker_gaming. We can find him, Mr. Rick Jules, Mr. PJC, and their freaking guest, Miss Kayla J.
Kayla J.
And one more thing before I get on the mail. Starting with our NJPW show that'll be coming out later this week or next couple of days. We're also going, our New Japan and our Stardom big shows will also be simulcast on, or be audio form on Sunday night's Main Event Radio on their podcast network. We're going to be dropping our big New Japan and Stardom shows there. So please check them out over at, I don't have the thing yet. I was going to do that on the next show at snmeradio.com. So please check them out.
Awesome sauce.
Melball, where can they find you?
If you're wanting to follow a Melball, you can follow her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can follow her on everything else. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also find me on our local establishment in the new year, where I'll be doing a new show revolving around spooky ooky-ish, so stay tuned to hear about that. You can also catch me on Astrid Pizarro's YouTube channel, where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase, where we talk about all things women's professional wrestling. We just dropped an episode last week about the top women that we thought of 2023 and the top 5 to look out for in 2024. So you want to go check that out to get some names of some ladies to look out for. If you're wanting to go to a top talent show, thank you. I was going to say Stardom. What the frick? If you want to go to a top talent show and come see Andre and Melball, you can go to toptalentwrestling.com. They will have a link there for not only their school, but also for tickets to their next show, as well as any other match announcements. And I believe they also have a lot of their wrestlers' social medias on there. If not, they should. And go follow all of your favorites from the shows, both local and international. Follow Manders, follow Effy. He's especially Effy. Effy's Instagram is a riot. I think that is everything. Andre, my trusted friend and colleague, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
Just want to say thank you all so very much for the support. We appreciate all the love and support. If you could please keep liking the video, subscribing to the channel, commenting down below, hitting that sharing us out, and also sharing out our partners the Backbreaker video and sending it to main event. Please appreciate all the shares for them too, and don't forget to hit notification bell every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello? Why are you at my house after 8 p.m.?
Trick or treat.
It's
a little late.
It's Christmas time, kid.
Can't blame a kid for trying, right? Give him some eggnog. He'll be fine.
You can blame a kid for trying.
And that being said, I am your Melball. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Mwah!